Hey guys, it's Noah Lyon here. So today I'm going to be going through your walk through the word. So we're going to be doing James 3:13 to 15. Just three pretty short verses. James is at the end of the Bible if you want to look at it yourself. It's definitely a pretty good section or a little story to read. But yeah, we'll jump into it. James 3:13. Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. Alright, so that's it. Pretty short, but there's a lot there. So, what James is doing here is he's asking a rhetorical question. He's asking, who is wise and understanding? It's not a literal question. He's not saying, who is wise and understanding? No, he's trying to ask this and say this so that we can think about it. So who is wise and understanding among you? And that's what he's trying to point out as he goes on a little further, is the difference between spiritual wisdom and heavenly wisdom, and then worldly wisdom, which are two very different things. So by his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. So meekness, you could replace that with a word like gentleness. So we can see this as his good conduct. Let him show his works in the meek. So the gentleness of wisdom. You want to have that heavenly wisdom, and because of that heavenly wisdom, you do good deeds and you show good works. Because that is what your faith calls you to do. That's what a heavenly wisdom is. You don't need to have all the answers to all the right, hard theological questions. It's not that type of wisdom. That's an earthly wisdom. He's looking for the wisdom that I have a faith, and I am called by God with this faith, and I'm gonna do what he's asking me to do. It's that wisdom. And you continue on a little bit, and it says, but if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. So, you guys ever on like the History Channel, and you're watching like some history documentary or whatever, and it's like this historical guy, and he's just going on. He just loves to show it and say, hey, I know a lot about this, you don't, so I'm gonna tell you. And it's like that type of boasting. And that's not what you want. I don't wanna like tell you, hey, you shouldn't listen to people who know a lot about, God, or maybe have all the answers to the hard questions. But that doesn't mean they have a heavenly wisdom. They might have some of an earthly wisdom a little bit, but that heavenly wisdom only comes in when you're trying to put into practice what God has called you to do, because that means you have that heavenly wisdom. So the difference, the sole purpose of this is just to point out that difference between those wisdoms. That earthly wisdom is about boasting, it's about showing off, it's about saying, hey, I know more. I'm super wise, I know everything. But then the wisdom, heavenly wisdom, is almost like, hey, I don't know everything, but I know what I'm called to do, and I'm gonna do it. And that's just the main thing that James is getting at, and I hope you guys can try and implement that and just see that knowledge isn't always important with actions. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was the Walkthrough Wednesday. Noah Lyon. Follow Gateway on Instagram. Adam, I'm so excited to see you jump in the cold lake.